5 trends that were everywhere in 2025, they're already aging like milk. And if you installed any of these, well, we need to talk. I'm Blake from Built by Becker, and I've been building and remodeling homes for well over 15 years, and here's what I've learned. The trends that feel newest right now are usually the ones that'll make you cringe fastest. I've watched homeowners drop thousands on looks that were so hot right now, and then hate them 2 years later. Let's save you from that. By the end of this video, you're gonna know exactly which 2025 trends are already on their way out in 2026, why they age so fast, and more importantly, what actually holds up over time so you don't have regrets. And if you're planning any kind of renovation or remodel, hit that subscribe button right now because I'm about to save you from some expensive mistakes. And stick around till the end because I'm gonna show you my design starter kit that includes everything you need to plan a timeless renovation. My pro templates, checklist, and 24/7 access to my personal AI design specialist that'll answer your questions anytime. The link's in the description. Now, let's get into these trends that need to stay in 2025. Guys, I've been saying this for a few videos. Gray everything is gone. The all gray interior, gray walls, gray cabinets, gray floors, gray furniture, gray everything. And I get it. Millennials wanted to escape their parents' orange, oak, and brown everything from the 90s and 2000s. I totally understand, but you guys went a little too far in the opposite direction, okay? Here's the problem. When everything in your house is the same shade of gray, it doesn't look sophisticated. It looks like a dentist's office or a hotel lobby, but not really a nice hotel. I'm talking like a cheap Holiday Inn or something off the interstate. I've walked into so many homes in the last few years where I've literally couldn't tell what room was what because everything was just gray. And when everything's gray, there's no warmth, no personality, no life, just sad, flat, lifeless gray everywhere. And homeowners always say the same thing. We wanted it to feel modern, clean, chic, cool. You know what else is modern and clean? An operating room. Doesn't mean you want to live in one. The truth is, gray became popular because it felt safe. You couldn't mess it up, right? Wrong. You can absolutely mess it up. And most people did by using it everywhere without any contrast, any warmth, or any color to balance it out. Look, I'm not saying gray is bad. Gray can be great as an accent or a neutral backdrop. But when your walls are gray, and your cabinets are gray, and your couch is gray, and your rug is gray, and even your dog is gray, that's not a design choice. That's a problem. 2026, it's all about warmth. Designers are bringing back actual color. Greens, deep blues, warm terracottas, rich browns. Real wood tones are coming back. Things that make your house feel like a home, not a showroom at West Elm. So if you're planning a renovation right now, please add some warmth. Use some wood. Use color. Use textures that aren't texture gray. Your future self, and most of us, will thank you. Trend number 2, flat black fixtures. Black faucets, black cabinet hardware, black lighting fixtures, black shower heads, all matte black all the time. And before everyone comes at me in the comments, let me be clear, I hate them because they're so overused. They've lost any impact they once had. When black hardware first started showing up around 2018, 2019, it looked fresh. It was an alternative to brushed nickel, oil rub bronze. But then, I mean, literally overnight, every single house, every single renovation, every single bathroom, every kitchen in America got flat black everything. And now, it doesn't look special anymore. It looks standard. It looks builder grade. And that's the kiss of death to any trend. Here's the other problem with the matte black. It's a magnet for fingerprints and water spots. If you have hard water, which, let's be honest, most America does, your matte black faucets are going to look like a crime scene within a week. You'll be wiping them down constantly. And even then, they're never like quite clean looking. But here's where I differ from other people talking about this trend. I don't think black fixtures are out entirely. I think flat black is out. The finish that looked so modern 3 years ago now just looks flat, like it's color. Literally, it has no depth, no richness, no character. What's coming in? Warmer metals, brass, bronze, even unlacquered metals that like develop a patina over time. These finishes have depth, they have characteristic, they catch light differently. They age gracefully instead of looking dirty. And if you really love black, go with satin or oil rub bronze instead of that flat matte. It'll still give you that darker look, but with just more character and way less maintenance. All right, guys, I know you guys are gonna jump me on this one, but fluted ribbon furniture everywhere. Oh boy. I know this is going to make some people mad, but I have to say it. The fluted furniture trend has officially jumped the shark. For those who don't know what I'm talking about, fluted or rib furniture that is vertical groove texture, you've been seeing it everywhere on credenzas, bar carts, nightstands, the back of cabinets, coffee tables, media consoles. It's inspired by classical columns and Art Deco design. And when it first started showing up a few years ago, it actually looked really cool. But here's the thing about trends. When one piece of fluted furniture looks good, everyone thinks 10 pieces of fluted furniture will look even better. And that's just not how design works. I've been in homes recently. The media console is fluted. The bar cart is fluted. Both nightstands are fluted. The dining room table base is fluted. And there's even a fluted accent wall in the hallway. And you know what? It looks like you went to West Elm, bought every entire display floor item, and called it a day. When a design detail shows up on everything, it stops being interesting and it becomes wallpaper, visual white noise. Your eye doesn't even register it anymore because it's just everywhere. But look, I'm not saying fluted furniture is bad. I'm saying that when every piece of furniture in your house has the same design detail, you're not creating a cohesive look. You're just repeating yourself over and over and over. The move for 2026, mix it up. Get one statement piece with texture and then balance it with smooth, clean line pieces. Variety creates interest. Repetition creates boredom. Trust me, in 2 years, you're going to walk through your house and go, why did I think I needed this? Save yourself the trouble now. Trend number 4, all white kitchens. All right. This one's going to be controversial, but I've said it in a recent video. All white kitchen is on the way out. I mean, it's classic, and I need you to understand the difference between what I'm saying here and what I always recommend. I love white finishes in kitchens. White cabinets, great. White subway tile, it's timeless, but it's had its moment. White countertops, absolutely. But there's a big difference between using white as a foundation and making everything white. White everything is too much. It looks sterile, it looks cold, it looks like a hospital cafeteria or even a laboratory. And I don't care how many potted plants you add or how many open shelves you style with pretty dishes, it still feels stark. But the real problem here is that all white kitchens are hard to keep looking good in real life. For the rest of us, the ones that actually use our kitchens, white shows everything, every fingerprint, every splash of tomato sauce, every scuff mark, every tiny hint of dirt. You're basically signing up for a part-time job as a kitchen janitor. Now, before you think I'm contradicting myself, let me be clear. I'm not saying don't use white in your kitchen. I'm saying don't make everything white. Use white cabinets, but add warmth somewhere else. Do a wood island. Use colorful tile. Paint your walls warm or neutral or a soft green. Add brass or warm metal hardware. The trend for 2026 is warmth and color. Designers are doing deep green cabinets, navy blue islands, warm wood tones, natural stone, and actual colors. These kitchens feel lived in. They feel like the heart of the home, not a showroom. So if you're planning a kitchen renovation, please start with white if you want, but add some life to it. Give it some personality. Give it some color. Don't make your family tiptoe around trying to not touch anything, because everything shows every mark. Your kitchen should be the most welcoming room in the house, not the most stressful. And I know from the comments in previous videos what you're thinking. Yes, you still have to clean in a non-all-white kitchen, but white does make it more maintenance. Trend number 5, recessed lighting. Okay, last one. And this is the hill I will die on. Anybody knows my channel and knows me, I'm all about lighting. But we need to stop with the recessed lighting overload. Been on job sites where the electrician is pulling permits for 40, 50, sometimes 60 recessed lights in a 2,000 square foot house, people. That's a recessed light every 33 square feet. That's not lighting design, that's a landing strip. Homeowners think more lights equals better lighting, but that's not how it works. More light just means more glare, more harshness, and more ways to make your home feel like a grocery store at 2 o'clock in the morning. You know what good lighting is? Layers. You need overhead lighting in a kitchen. Yes, absolutely. You need some in the bathrooms, but in your living room, your bedroom, your dining room, you don't need 1,500 recessed lights. I've said this before and I'll say it again. Restaurants figured it out decades ago. The best restaurants have lamps on the tables, sconces on the walls, pendant lights with shades. Why? Because it creates atmosphere, and that's what makes you want to stay. Overhead lighting, hitting you in the eyeballs, not so comfortable. And yet for some reason, we've convinced ourselves that homes need to be lit like operating rooms. It's insanity. But if you're building or renovating now, resist resist the urge to load up on recessed lights. Put them where you need task lighting, then invest in real light fixtures, chandeliers, pendants, sconces, table lamps, floor lamps. Create layers, create mood. And I promise you, your house will feel completely different. It'll feel like home. And isn't that the most important? I know some of you are thinking, well, Blake, I just renovated last year and I did all these things. Now what? And don't stress. At the end of the day, trends come and go. So choose what makes you smile when you walk in the door. That's the only style that lasts. So what do you think? Did I nail this one? Did I miss anything? Let me know in the comments. What trends you think are on the way out in 2026? Don't forget to grab my design starter kit. It's got all my templates, planning tools, and 24 access to me. And that'll help you make decisions without second guessing yourself. Links in my description below. Happy New Year, everybody. Thanks for watching. Hit the like and subscribe button if you haven't already, and we will see you on the next one.